us too, we apply this stuff to ourselves every day, and we're not perfect, but we strive.
I want to say that to the folks that are listening too. Rudy is the epitome of that. At 30 years old, I mean, this dude he just has such a fire for life, a passion.
What's up, everybody? It's Rudy, and in this video, we are going to be talking about the mastering of influence and how this works in the business world. So today, we're going to deep dive into the heart of entrepreneurship and leadership and influence. Obviously, in order to attract a lot of business, you have to build trust with people and you have to build rapport with people. And this cannot always be the easiest thing to do because there are hundreds of different types of personalities out there, and we have to make sure that we are the ones that are able to adapt to them. I wanted to talk about influence today, and not just any influence, but the kind that creates lasting impact. It builds genuine rapport and it drives your business forward. So whether you're just starting out or you're looking to elevate this game, this is the guide right here that is going to be your blueprint. It's going to help you harness the power of influence inside of that entrepreneurial journey that you're on. And I want to go back on all the skills that I was able to develop, all the skills and principles that I've picked up, everything that I've gained up until this point, I'm putting into this video. I've paid lots of money to learn about how to interact with people. And Tony Robbins' life coaching course, paid about $5,000 to get certified as a life coach with his program. I was a waiter for 4 years, and during the time that I was taking Tony Robbins classes, I was working as a waiter. And so every time I had a new lesson, I was able to take it and implement it into my job being a waiter, not waitressing. I'm not a woman, but I was just able to take all of my techniques and skills and everything that I was practicing and start implementing it. And I was able to uncover a lot. So I want to go over a few tips and tricks that helped me not only become a great server, but I've taken all those skills, applied it into my business now, currently, which I own a 7-figure commercial cleaning company. I don't like to talk too much about that because I'm not focused on the commercial cleaning as a business. Here we are talking about business in general and just how you as an entrepreneur or even if you're an employee for somebody else with a high level, I want to teach you guys how to add value, how to influence people, how to be that lead magnet, that lead energy that, it's just hard to miss you. And so first, one thing that I want to talk about is tonality. You want to be conscious of the tone of someone that's talking to you. They can be talking to you slow and, kind of at this pace, or they can be talking to you fast. Hey man, do you want to go? I want to go here. Let's go to the park. I want to become a millionaire. What do you want to do? So there's very different types of people. And so whoever it is that you're engaged on at the moment, the better you can do to match their tone, the more rapport you're going to build. It's just kind of like one of those laws of the universe. It's like people don't necessarily want to hear about what you have to say. They want to tell you what they have to tell you. So when you can put more of the attention onto somebody else, you can hand that off to make it seem like they're getting all of the attention. It's just going to be better for you as far as building rapport and trust from that person. So 1 is tonality. 2 is matching and mirroring. So you want to see how they're doing with their body language. Are they a slumped over person that, sits very timid? Or are they outgoing, enthusiastic person? Like a lot of hand gestures, chest is up high, chin's up high, and so you want to be aware of these kinds of things because when you're dealing with people, as little as it may sound to just match and mirror and watch the tonality of somebody and the tempo of their voice, the more that you can be aware of it and you can implement it, I'm telling you, the further you're going to get. The more rapport, the more trust, the more you're going to position yourself as a leader. So in this video, I have 5 steps for you guys to take you from someone who has very little influence on people to becoming someone who can influence anybody. And so let's dive on into it because I'm super excited. So step 1 is understanding the power of state. And state is the state in which a person is in. Are they in a good state? Like I said, we have to watch the body language. Is their body language saying that they feel good, or is it saying that they're kind of timid or they're not having a good day? Like, pay attention to people. People are going to speak more language to you with their body than they are with their actual words, because not a lot of people can express themselves the way that they really truly want to. So first and foremost, influence always starts with you. Specifically, it's your state of mind. Your emotional and your physical state sets a tone for every interaction. To influence others, you must first manage your own state. You got to practice mindfulness. You got to engage in physical activity, and you got to adopt a positive mindset. Remember, a leader in a peak state can inspire confidence and drive others to do almost anything. So that's why when you look back and we go through our history of all these great leaders, they all share one thing in common. They're all able to have 100% control over their state in which they hold themselves. So when other people are perceiving them, looking at them, are inspired by them, it's all because of the way that these people carry themselves. So number one for you to do is pay attention to your state, because that's one of the most powerful tools that you'll have. Number two is the art of rapport. And you see how I called it an art and not a science, because you can't just build rapport based on science and a skill. You know, it's just something that's art. You know, you have to actually craft it. You have to work at it. So rapport is a foundation of influence. It's about creating a connection that transcends more than just traditional communication. Like I said earlier, you got to start by mirroring and matching the body language, the vocal tone, and speaking pace. You know, so the tonality, the tempo, and the physical body language that someone is giving off to you. Like if you can focus on those three things and you can match and mirror those three things, that's going to be the most powerful thing that you could do. But it's more than just imitation. You know, you can't just go and just try to copy someone, say the same things, ask the same questions, you know, because they're going to catch on, and then that's when things really get divided. But what it's really about, it's about genuine interest and understanding. And so the way to avoid just seeming like you're just copycatting off somebody, you know, is just really show that you're interested in them. Like when you ask a question like, oh, how's your day? Like sometimes you can just tell someone's just asking it to be kind, and it doesn't really mean shit, because it doesn't seem like they really care. But when someone comes to you like, hey, I just want to see how's your day going. You know, you look a little down, but you know, I could be wrong, but I just want to check on you because, you know, I just want to make sure that, you know, somebody's at least checking on you. You know, like if you just show that you're interested in somebody, it's going to go so much further. Like the psychology behind all of this is the most important factor, and it's hard to measure because you can't see these things. But trust me, these are the things that work the most. So to finish off part 2 with building rapport, it's just listen actively, you know, show that you're empathetic to what's going on, and validate their feelings and their thoughts. You know, like people need validation, whether you think they're right or wrong. First, you just got to validate them, and then we can go further at that, because this creates a safe space for open and honest communication. And at the end of the day, you cannot ask for more from somebody. That was part 2. Part 3 is the power of precision in communication. And this is going to be just basically about clarity in your communication, because the more clarity you have, the more clear, precise you are, and you're communicating with somebody, the more crucial it is, the more weight that it's going to have, and the more impact it'll have. So be clear about your intentions, be clear about your goals and the value you bring to somebody. You know, you want to utilize storytelling to make the message stick a little bit more. You know, stories aren't just entertaining, something to help hopefully bring someone in that's relatable and memorable. Because when you share a story and someone can relate to that story, you know, it does something on the inside to them. We're here to build trust and rapport, and that's all it does. And so when you can be super precise with your communication and share stories that relate, that there's a hidden message within that story that you want that person to grab onto. Like when you can be strategic and things like this, it goes a long way. You know, people can convey, you know, complex ideas in a digestible way, and, you know, they can evoke emotions from it. You know, that's why you want to make your message as influential as possible. And so, yes, just be very clear and have intent when you're talking to somebody, because they will feel it. And so in business, this works whether it's employees or this works as if it's your clients, because you want your employees to perform a way that represents your business. And you also want your clients to build trust and rapport for your business, because repeat customers are the best customers that you can have. You know, we're here to build raving fans, you know, as a business owner. And the way you do that is by making someone feel special, making them feel like you care about them. And so that was the third step. Step number 4 is leveraging the law of reciprocity. And this one may be a little gray area, but I want to go over this anyway. So people naturally want to give back to those who have given stuff to them. The reciprocity, you know, like full circle kind of thing. So in business, this can be as simple as providing value without immediate expectations of return. You know, you just want to, basically what you're doing is you're just sharing the knowledge of what you know. That's what I'm doing here. I'm sharing my knowledge, sharing the resources, you know, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, Bob Proctor, a bunch of these different people. These are my resources of where I've learned a lot of this knowledge. You know, knowledge is only passed on. No one necessarily creates new knowledge. It's just all passed on throughout time. And so if you can take what you've learned that's worked for you and you can apply and share that with others, you know, that's why you guys are here still at this point in the video. It's because that's what I'm doing. And so take this and apply this to somebody else. So yeah, share your knowledge, resources, and most importantly, even share your time. Time is the most important aspect, even more important than money, because we can get money, but we cannot get back time. So when you can make someone understand that your time is valuable, then when you give them your time, it's going to hit even that much harder. Be aware of this, you know, use these in certain situations. Do not take advantage of somebody by all of these skills, because like I said, knowledge is just knowledge. Becomes power when it's applied. But even though it's powerful, we as the users get to decide to use it for good or bad. So do not influence. I'm not making this video to teach anybody to influence people in negative ways. I would never do that. And if you're a person that wants to influence people in negative ways and take advantage of people, please stop following me. It's not worth it. I don't want people to follow me who are like that. This is a place where we come, where we bring people together. Number 5 is just be very intentful with what you're asking, because any of these 1 through 5 steps, if you get it wrong, can just break the rapport, break the trust, and just annihilate a relationship if you're not following these steps correctly. So in conclusion, influence, it's not manipulation. It's about leading with integrity. It's about building genuine connections, and it's about creating a win-win situation for everybody. You know, that's why I like to be the leader, because I'm not going to take advantage of somebody. I really play the cards as I'm trying to get us as close to a 50-50 as possible. You know, it's a win-win for both of us. We both get something we want. You know, being able to give a little to somebody over here so that you guys are a little closer, it's fair game, and it's just, people like doing business with people that are like that. So as an entrepreneur, your ability to influence can make the difference between your success and your failure. It's about inspiring others to see your vision and join you in making it a reality. I mean, what more is there past that? So remember, influence is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. Start applying these steps, you know, today, and watch you transform all these relationships in your life, and not just in your business, but in your personal lives, you know, in your relationships with others, your family, your partner, your friends. It's going to trickle into all of these different aspects. And so now, you know, I want to hear from you guys. You know, please leave comments. You know, let me know how you guys feel about these principles and how you plan on applying these principles into your life. Thank you guys so much for making it through this video. I hope all of the information I've shared with you guys means a lot, and it actually makes an impact in your guys' life. Until then, we'll see you guys in the next video. Much love and respect.
Us too, you know, we apply this stuff to ourselves every day, and we're not perfect, you know, but we strive.
I want to say that to the folks that are listening too. Rudy is the epitome of that. At 30 years old, I mean, this dude he just has such a fire for life, a passion, and you're not one of those ones that sit on the sidelines.